What is up, everyone? This will be my Quinn jungle game, and Quinn jungle recently got buffed, and I've been trying it out, and I have figured out the best build that I'm going to show you in this game, and I'm going to talk about the champion and what I think her future will be in the jungle role. So for starters, I recommend starting blue or red. Start Q level 1, auto attack here, and then use your Harrier passive, and then Q right after, which is going to give you your second Harrier passive. So important things are, if you start blue buff, be really careful about the enemy jungler. If they're going to choose you level 2, it's just not going to be a fun time for you. So you do have to think about that. Whether you want to save your smite for their Grom, however you think is best. Just be very well optimized for that. Here, for example, I think, okay, maybe I'll get Nocturne Cheese level 2. What I'm going to do is just save my, basically just save my smite for the Grom. And this kind of throws off the entire situation. Plus now I have my W. I can W like this to see whether he's going to be in the area. And here on, you want to go W level 2 just because it gives you a passive effect and an active effect, which are both really good. And from here, you're just going to farm down because I don't foresee Nocturne doing anything cheesy. Her blue clears are right. Her red clear is a bit trickier because her AoE is not really there. And her important things about her clear speed is it's really based around your Q and your Harrier proc. So your Harrier is your passive effect. If you look at the cooldown, you can see it's ticking down. Basically, the way it works is Quinn, her little birdie that you see flying around, passively marks whichever target Quinn is near. Primarily whatever looks, good. Here we're going to do 2 into the Q, and we're going to always try to hit the main raptor. I like to do the 2 points into Q because Q is just your main clear ability, plus it's going to help you with your AoE. It makes it much easier to clear the jungle. Again, if you're playing against, someone who could potentially cheese you, beautiful W like that. These Ws are going to pretty much enable you to survive this early game, which is the hardest part. Your first clear is quite literally the only thing that's that bad about her. Her first clear just takes, a bit of time and a bit of practice, but once you get the hang of it, it becomes much easier to kind of play this champion. Afterwards, you just scale really well. So here, your Harrier passive, you want to make sure you use the cooldown, and if you hit your Q, it pretty much does this Harrier passive as well. So here, if I hit that Q effect, it does exactly what we were talking about, which is the Harrier effect here. Here I could base, but I'm actually just going to go top grab. I don't know exactly Nocturne's clear, but I imagine he paths down. And I'm going to just go and check out top grab. And here you can see the Nocturne is on the block crab. I try not to contest the first crab as Quinn because my clear is so slow. I just assume if they're going to be, going for something, they're going to go for block crab. Once you get the E ability, it also does what we talk about is the Harrier mark. Your Harrier mark is really important. That's a big part of this champion. When you hit it, it gives you extra attack speed and movement speed. That's basically what your W does, but even more important, what it does is it actually gives you a lot of bonus damage, right? Your damage heavily scales off of that. And here we're able to kind of play for the Nocturne second Raptors because he shows for bot lane gank. We're able to play around that. I don't think I'm going to go too greedy here by going for his Krugs because I think the Krugs are just way too dangerous for me. And I'm going to get a good base off and I'm going to start going into the item that we so desire. So here, pickaxe, level 1. You're going to be going to the Profane Hydra first item. I just think it's really broken on her. I think it speeds up her clear to a respectable level, and it just feels really good when you can actually combo Profane Hydra with your E ability to guarantee the damage. You're probably thinking it doesn't make sense, but oh yes, it does make sense. So here we start with your Q, auto attack, E, auto attack, and then your Harrier passive is the third one. Basically, you can get 3 Harrier passive procs, and that's like a very, very important thing because the Harrier passive procs, they do bonus jungle damage, which is part of the reason, it got bugged. And your E ability, there's a lot of mechanics to it that, I'll try to show you guys some of them where you can actually jump over certain walls to get to, really easily get to certain jungle camps. And your Q ability will give you vision. So here, for example, I'll just Q the big raptor, go for an auto attack, and then E right away, and then boom, I'm right over the camp, right? So your E is always going to put you in basically the range, and here you can see your Q is starting to kind of scale up a bit. You can use your W here, but your W cooldown is really long. So what you want to do is actually save the cooldown as much as possible. So here I do think we can maybe go for something. Don't really have much going on right now. Oh my, the burn. The burn by Vel'Koz. I needed to flash the Vel'Koz E. I think I could have got more there. So here what we're going to do is buy tier 1 boots. And that's basically going to be our build right now. And the rune page setup, electrocute, I just do what I assume Quinn top laners would probably do, which is the electrocute page, which gives you really good scaling. I haven't really thought about more other pages right now, but electrocute feels really good because you're going to be running around the map once you get level 6. Ooh, rough. And you're going to be basically going bird form and trying to kill everyone. So here, maybe a kill. If the person runs away, it's not a kill, but if this situation occurs, then it is a kill. Because all we have to do is go and then just auto attack, basically. E, auto attack, boom. And here, this is where your level 6 is very nice. I did reveal, so people know where I am. So I have to ulti first. Your ulti turns you into a bird form, makes you really fast. I do have to respect that Nocturne could be in this area. He just got it, which is good. Ooh, I should have just gone a little bit slower there. They should be able to get the kill here. Mistakes were made. I should have thought about Vel'Koz, to be honest. But it's no big deal. We are not that far behind off it. We get a kill. We just have to go start this full clear. Full clearance is just very important. And in this situation, I just do top to bot, basically, and I just farm my jungle. Use my smite here, get as much jungle camps I can. Q here, auto attack E. And your clear speed does speed up a lot. So you do want to think about that, even though you're gonna have a hard time. Here I'm just checking where Nocturne's ulting. Basically, I use my function keys to spot out Nocturne. You can see here I always space out my abilities to make sure I'm getting my basically, so I'm getting my Harrier procs. So if I don't space it out, you're not going to be able to get that, which is not good. Here I can play for, you know, just the void grubs here. Ganks are going to be really easy on champs like Vel'Koz because we have our ultimate. Quinn is quite good into these mage champions. So here we're just going to go in. And our damage is just very, very high. So you're really, really, really strong in a lot of situations. Your damage, your burst, all that kind of stuff. It's quite nice. The only issues is if the enemy team is just really tanky or enemy teams have like a really good engage, you may suffer for that. I assume Nocturne should be on Dragon, which I'm fine with him getting because I can just get some grubs and then look to like base and then start to farm more. So what I'm going to do is just do exactly what I just said. I'm going to get the grubs here. Then I'm going to look for my reset and go bots out here. Boom. You can actually do a lot of nice little sort of tricks. You can do a lot of nice little tricks here with your Quinn E. Also, whenever you base, your ulti just instantly go into ulti bird mode. So just remember that. So if your base is going to just basically do that, so you don't have to worry about like pressing ulti before you base. It will automatically do that. And from here, there are situations where you got to remember a few things here, big things that are like... Alright, maybe I should have used my E a bit sooner there. I thought we could actually one-shot the Vel'Koz. But unfortunately, then meaning Nocturne had ulti up and they just swarmed us like a little pack of locusts. But it's not a big deal. We just missed out on that dragon. We missed out on a timer. I thought maybe we can kill Vel'Koz faster, but that was a mistake. Greed is a sin. Greed is a sin. Nami should stop that base, but it's alright. Interesting. The bird is the word. And for your bird form, you have a few options. You can actually... Uh-oh, bye-bye. Alright, we just gotta go. We gotta go farm. This is too much shenanigans. I like to max W second. You can max E second too if you prefer it, but I just find W second to be good. And the comboing with your bird form, you can actually use your Profane Hydra during your E animation, which is basically the combo that's gonna basically allow you to just get all your damage off here. E Profane. Easy combo, easy damage. Most of the time, you're going to use your E to go in, but sometimes if you need your E to push them back, if they can actually go on you, then you can actually just save your E and just right-click them down and kind of wait for basically a better timer where you can E. I like to use ulti here when I cross between these two camps because the little movement speed you're going to get is basically worth it here. And here, right-clicking will do exactly what we talked about. It will proc your bird form. So some combos you're going to start with just right-clicking, and then other ones you're going to start with your E. And whenever you cast a spell or you right-click, it's basically going to interrupt your bird form. So here, E, Profane Hydra, very combo. There go. My ball lane's not doing so well, so we're probably going to play around, like maybe killing this Irelia. Here, we can do exactly what we talked about, which is just right-click, auto-attack E now, Q, auto-attack E. There would have been better if I had Profane Hydra up, so I could use the Profane Hydra during the possible E animation, but if you don't use it during it, it's still no big deal. Check Krugs, check reset timers. And you do want to, like, you want to be a roamer, you want to be going for a lot of ganks, but you just can't go for, like, bad ganks. So here, your E Profane Hydra combo, it's a very simple one. The thing about E and then into Profane Hydra, it's because you're missing out on damage because you can get a free auto when you're on them and then you can press E. So it basically is just like free auto, E, and then another auto. That's kind of like why you want to play for that. Here we have a really good angle with Volibear. Probably just gank Irelia here. Very nicely done. And it's redeemable. It's redeemable. But max W second. Get the Krugs here. Basically, your comboing is either going to be that you're using your... Oops. You're going to use your E or you're going to use your right click on them. That's like the comboing. And if you use your right click, you're just going to E right away after generally, unless it's dangerous to go in. So here I want my collector. Also Swifties, I really like Swifties. Maybe I find Swifties to be good because a lot of slow effects, people want to go on you. I mean, technically you can go into like the armor boots too. And here from base, it's always a really good window to just gank people. Here I'm a bit worried about, you know, going on Kog'Maw if they have ultimate, Zillion can bait. That's a bit of a worry. Here's actually a really good angle for me to go in. And after I get a kill, I actually will just remount up here, and then basically I can just go in here again. E, get back on jungle camp. So it was a bit roughed in the early, but it's actually redeemable now. Check jungle timers. Not really much to go on. Actually diveable here. Here I'm just gonna E right away. And the reason I E there is because I'm trying to CC him. I could get like Nocturne here, so I'm just gonna base in here and get my Collector. So the build is Profane into Collector, into like Lore Doms, i.e. Edge of Night, that kind of build path, whatever you like. Edge of Night third is usually good here. It gives you a pretty decent amount of survivability. So here after Home Guard basing, you see how fast you are? It's really good to just like, you can just like force down ganks here. Irelia is a bit of a trickier champ because I don't know if I can kill her yet. But basically for you guys, I would just practice my comboing. Here, just checking if she's walking up. Basically for you guys, I'll practice how I'm comboing on the jungle camps. It's going to be a good practice to see basically all of it in action. Here, I'm just going to hit that, reveal them. It's a bit tricky to go for this. I'm about to ulti flash out. Vel'Koz is a bit annoying, but should be able to get him here. Or he gets him. Well done, everyone. Good job, team. Basically, that would be the combo right there. You auto attack, and then you E right away if you can. Third item, Edge of Night, i.e. that kind of build path. I haven't really tried Kraken Slayer. I don't really like Kraken Slayer. I usually just go into like more damage. I know Voltaic's Cycle Sword potentially has like good potential, but I don't know if it's that good for Quinn, so I haven't really tried it all that much. But it may be a good item too here. For me, I'm just gonna look to full clear, reset here, and then look for windows to gank. Obviously, this enemy comp is actually not that easy for me to just run in, Zillion, these kind of things. You can go IE if you want to maximize your damage. Generally, it's Lord Doms though, if they have like any armor stackers. You can see how fast you are. So here in these windows, I'm like, okay, I'm so fast. I'm ultied. This is where you go for, first you go for gank. Or like objective here. So right after base is when you want to look for something right away because you're so quick off the reset. So basically I just go for stuff like that. Vel'Koz, for example, we can't easily one-shot him. But it is tricky if we don't know where he is. Looks like he was able to find us. And we are looking for these like weak split pushers. The windows where you're going to be really strong are basically those kind of games. Here, if I go in, I'm a bit in a dialer, like a bad spot, so I'm not going to go in. And you can interrupt your ulti with your R. Pretty much it just collapses it does like the Quinn collapse window where it makes you like use up. Here you can always use walls to kind of disengage. That's going to be one of your beautiful escape windows, is going to basically R to run away there. And after the, like I talked about, after the first clear, I actually think this champion is very strong. I think she has a lot of power. Don't even need me, but we can kill this Irelia here. Damn, I thought I could actually kill there. It is what it is. And here, I'll right click. Actually, there's nothing to actually right click here. Here, we're gonna see if we can get anyone over here. Oh, she still had her Zillion ulti, whatever. Let it be. Run, Volibear. I really want to kill them. I want to catch them in a side lane somewhere, but they're just really safe. This guy, easy kill if we can catch him anywhere, but he's hiding behind Zillion. Zillion is his boyfriend, so he's obviously best friends together, which is causing issues. But here you can see how fast I can be. Oh yeah, Zillion is here again. Beautiful. There I should have just E to kind of dodge out the Vel'Koz E. You have to like be ready to like use your E ability or just, you know, get really close to them. Ideally one of them. You can see you can easily gap close a lot. So when you press E, it's going to put you right in in the fight. Like, you're going to be right on top of people. So that's like a thing that's kind of like where things are going to be a little annoying. And there I'm able to get on them. Very nicely done. For the champions that are easier to get on, you're not going to have our time because you just start with E. Profane Hydra. It's a bit greedy to go for the right click unless you need it. Usually for melee champions it's easier. You know where they are. Alright, let's get this Nocturne. He does have spell shield, so you worry about that. But here we'll just start with the E, auto attack Q, Profane Hydra, very easy. Oh. Enemy team has a lot of armor, get Lord Doms. That's usually my build, is like Edge of Night. Lord Doms here. Basically in your hard chilling. It is important for the armor pen more than anything else, even more than IE. You don't necessarily need IE unless you're doing really well, but Lord Doms is very important. So I would recommend for you guys to just practice the R, the E with the Profane Hydra damage situations. Obviously, I have not been playing Quinn jungle this as often because, well, she's been garbage, but I've used to play a little bit of her, and I kind of have the idea of this champion. But there's a lot you can be doing here, like we talked about. We can always go for that. The right click on people. She has a lot of armor. That's why I worry if I go on her, I'm gonna get Nocturne ultied. This game is hard too when you play against like a Nocturne. It's a bit tricky. I wouldn't mind going in here, but I'm just worried about... Your remount, always kind of remount in these situations. Remounting is going to be very important. It's going to be very easy to get value off of it. Ooh, Vel'Koz, I hate you so much. And the trick is to not be like... The trick is to just be very cautious. Like, you just have to be very careful when you go in. Like, I can do a lot of damage, especially on squishier targets. And I can actually probably 1v1 a lot of them. But issues become more tricky when the enemy team is like, you know, obviously, like in this situation, people are a bit better, grouping more. There's a Nocturne here. So you can kind of see, like, my damage obviously very high, but... You just have to be cautious and be aware that, like, yeah, once you go in, you're really committing hard to fights. So zoom zoom zoom. So here with the Profane Hydra, I mean, I just find this build to be the best. You can go like IE last item or shield bow sometime too. I find shield bow to be really good for like just surviving, and you can go like Profane Hydra if you want more. Or sorry, you can go IE if you want really more damage. Like IE, it makes a lot of sense. It will give you a lot of damage. She might be around here, so we just walk in, W, check, nothing, okay. And you're going to feast really hard if you get, once you get better, you're going to be able to like really just mess with people a lot. Oops. But it really is about staying ahead. And at least not trolling your itemization. Like, this is like the build you're probably going to go like 99% of the game. Sometimes you actually might have to go armor pen earlier. Other games that you're going to be like that. Here I can just easily just kind of go in with my E. Obviously the damage with them too is way too high. But we're still able to win the fight in these situations. So here I would probably go IE. You can go shield bow. You can even go more, you know, lifesteal if you want lifesteal, but I really just prefer to go into, you know, shield bow here. Because honestly, I just find myself in trouble a lot going in. They're always trying to burst me down. The shield bow survivability just feels quite good to have. And it gives you a pretty decent amount of damage as well. It gives you that 75% crit window. It would be nice to have Omnivamp though, so that's why I think the Omnivamp boots can be good, but they did nerf it, so I'm not 100% sure how I feel about the Omnivamp boots. I just know the Swifties feels really good, because slows actually affect you really, really badly on this champion. When you get slowed, it actually affects you quite a lot. So here, this guy would probably one-shot him if I get in range here. Nocturne is ulting here. You only Nami. Very easy, very high damage. Look, watch it. He wants to kill me. You want to kill me? Oh, you're so slow. Oh, you're so slow, Kog'Maw. Oh, what's the problem? And yeah, it's ideal situation is like when you're walking up to people, unless they can like auto you hard, you want to just like run up a bit and then get into like really close range so you can get more damage off. And there's no question about how much damage I do. That is just very much... That is no problem, but survivability. It's going to be about survivability, so... First clear is a bit rough. Once you get through it, though, your damage is just really, really high. And I wouldn't even say, like, I'm playing her to, like, the fullest. If I think... These players are also, like, Masters Diamond 1. They're not, like, terrible, and I really don't think I'm playing her that well. I'm playing her, like, simple-minded. But it's also because, you know, I just started playing her again, so you're not going to... Once you start to pick her up, you're not going to expect to play her that well. She's a strange jungler. She's a strange champion. Not that many people even play her. But she is very strong right now, so I do recommend giving her a go if you understand how to play around maybe bad first clears, basically. It's just scary to go in when they have like a Nocturne. Also, I should have I not had like a trinket this whole time? I was so locked in on this Quinn game, I didn't realize it. But yeah, I usually go blue orb. Here, you always want to remount up, because when you see remount up, it just becomes, boom, easy to go. Remount up, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So I hope you guys like that game. Quinn jungle, I'm going to make more videos of her. Hopefully better games. Obviously, 18 kills is a wonderful game. But yeah, I think she's so good in solo queue. And yeah, be sure to like, subscribe if you haven't already. Good luck in the games, and I'll see you guys in my next jungle game video.